Cabinet changes in Guyana as minister resignations take effect. And in sport, off-spinner NARINE not giving up hope on representing West Indies again, despite being omitted from the World Cup squad. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Friday, April 26, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break.
Jamaican recording artist Conscience is now the only Jamaican artist outside of Sean Paul and the Marleys to attain more than 160 million views for a music video on YouTube. The feat is attributed to his 2016 hit single Broke Off Your Back, which he describes as his most successful record to date. Conscience told Jamaican media, "I have different songs that are huge in different markets."
Guyana's President David Granger has announced changes in his cabinet in keeping with court rulings that a person holding dual citizenship cannot be elected as a member of parliament. Yesterday, in a radio and television broadcast in which he disclosed that the resignations of 4 ministers earlier this month have now taken effect, Granger said his administration was adhering to the Constitution. In a ruling upholding the December 21, 2018 no-confidence motion against the coalition government, the High Court said it was unconstitutional for a person holding dual citizenship to be elected to Parliament. Now, that aspect of the ruling was affirmed by a majority decision of the Court of Appeal last month, although the court declared the no-confidence vote invalid, a matter now engaging the attention of the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ.
I have, in accordance with the court's rulings, accepted the resignations of Mr. Carl Greenwich, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Dominic Gaskin, Minister of Business, Mr. Joseph Harmon, Minister of State in the Ministry of the Presidency, and Dr. Rupert Rupnarine, Minister of the Public Service in the Ministry of the Presidency. These resignations take effect on the 25th of April, 2019. I thank these ministers for their stewardship as members of my cabinet and of the National Assembly since May 2015. Their sterling public service has been to our nation's benefit.
The resignations of the ministers have created vacancies in the Cabinet and the National Assembly. Granger said there would be a reassignment of ministerial responsibilities. The President did not name a replacement for Foreign Affairs Minister Carl Greenwich, but he said that Haimiraj Rajkumar is the new Minister of Business, Dawn Hastings Williams is Minister of State in the Ministry of the Presidency, and Tabitha Sarabo Haley is the Minister in the Public Service in the Ministry of the Presidency. St. Lucia government has reiterated its position that it will not support financially troubled regional airline LIAT unless there are fundamental changes to how it is governed. Prime Minister Alan Chastney made the comments yesterday ahead of next Tuesday's meeting of LIAT shareholders and directors in Barbados. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves recently warned that LIAT may be forced to close its operations after Caribbean governments appeared reluctant to provide the necessary cash injection needed to keep the airline flying. But Chastney said he is confident other carriers could easily fill the gap if LIAT had to stop flying.
There are other airlines that can easily fill that gap, that void. So there are other airlines that, if in fact LIAT were to shut its doors, that they would be willing to step in and to be able to make up the difference. And maybe that's what we need. We need a fresh start.
In other news now, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, TTCG, says it has so far rescued 9 Venezuelans after a boat carrying passengers bound for the Twin Island Republic overturned near the Bocas Islands on Wednesday. In an updated release late yesterday, the TTCG said that 5 more people, in addition to the 4 previous rescued, were found by the Venezuelan Coast Guard in Venezuelan waters approximately 55 kilometers north of where the boat capsized. That was approximately 44 kilometers north of Punta Peñas, Venezuela. The TTCG was also informed that although there were 25 people on the registered list of passengers, there were 9 more people who were on the vessel but had not been listed. That means that at the latest count, 25 people are still missing at sea. And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next. Off-spinner Sunil Narine has ruled missing the ICC World Cup in England starting next month, but has not given up hope of returning to West Indies colours. Selectors sounded out Narine's availability, but a finger injury meant the 30-year-old was not considered for selection to the 15-man squad announced in Barbados on Wednesday. Narine told noted cricket website ESPN Cricinfo, quote, "I don't think it would be right to go into such a big tournament carrying an injury that won't permit an increased workload and stress on the finger. The performances are fine, but I need to build up the required strength to go from 4 to 10 overs regularly." End quote. Narine has taken 92 wickets from 65 ODIs but has not played in 3 years for various reasons. He last represented West Indies in a T20 on the tour of England 2 years ago, but has since plied his trade on the global T20 circuit for several franchises. He was one of the previously out-of-favour T20 stars to be considered under Cricket West Indies' revised selection policy. The Trinidadian is currently campaigning for Calcutta Knight Riders in the Indian Premier League. And switching sports, the Trinidad and Tobago swim team are happy about their third-place finish in the just-concluded CaribVision Games after picking up 48 medals. TV6's Sergio Defoe reports.
Proud athletes showcasing their medals after participating in the CaribVision Games. After 4 days of swimming, Team TTO placed third overall, having won 17 gold, 12 silver and 14 bronze medals, a total of 43 medals. Coach of the team, Brian Wickham, says this year's performance is an improvement from the previous year.
This performance was quite exceptional for the last 2 years, 2017, 2018. We would have placed fourth in the CaribVision Swimming Championships. This year we would have moved up the rankings, placing third overall, right behind Bahamas and Jamaica, but most significantly with a very young team.
He says that the team was able to reap rewards as a result of their extensive training. He added it made the difference against the other teams.
That's Caribbean Intent. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Until then, good afternoon.